It's beer o'clock on Real Craft Beer. Today we've got a beer from London Beer Factory and it's a can of their Dance Juice Hazy New England IPA coming in at 7.5% ABV. I like the sound of this beer. It's kind of what I would be doing if I drunk 3 or 4 cans of this. Let's get it out into a glass and see what we get. Oh, we got the whole kind of full tin opening thing. Have a listen. Did that burst your eardrums? It burst mine. Here we go. We got a 1 finger Whitehead. Oh, it's can conditioned. You can see the sediment floating around in this glass of beer. It's hazy, slightly murky. It's kind of wanted to be straw coloured, heading towards amber. Let's get the aroma. Ooh, it's like this the first big kind of puff of aroma that hit my nostrils was, it's really quite potent, it's really quite pokey. I'm going to be perfectly honest with you guys, it's a bit like a pineapple version of Brute aftershave. In fact, it smells a little bit like a Brute IPA. Yeah, that's exactly what it smells like. It's a Brute IPA. Remember that style from 2018? Everybody was raving about it, and then all of a sudden, kind of like nothing happened, because as soon as you get your nose into the beer, it was almost like, ooh, what was that? What was that? What's going on? That super dry finish. Interesting. Grapefruit, orange peel, pineapple. Let's dive in. Cheers. Yeah, this is more, I need to have another taste just to make sure. It's down the line. It's in between New England IPA. There's a lot of kind of fruit coming through. Grapefruit, mango, citrus flavours. But then again, it's quite dry. There's a dryness to it. It's pushing, gently pushing towards being a Brute IPA. It's got the aroma of a Brute IPA. It's got the dryness of a Brute IPA. But it's still got all of them kind of like grapefruit and mango and citrus and orange peel flavours. Interesting this, I mean, I've had one other beer from this brewery. It was, I believe it was an IPA, a little orange can of London Beer Factory beer. Can't quite remember. I review so many beers. They go in there and they go out there. They go in there and they go out there. It's hard to really kind of hold on to exactly what you've been reviewing. This must have been about 6 months ago. there's a certain harshness to it. There's a certain, you taste a little bit of the alcohol, that 7.5% ABV, you get a little bit of that. It's dry. There's a dryness with that 7.5%. So you get a little bit of taste of alcohol and you're getting that dryness as well. So it's not the most refined beer. It's not the most refined New England IPA that I've ever reviewed on the channel. But I'm going to mention it again because I've been reviewing a lot of these Tesco beers. It wasn't that. It was £3 in Tesco. And to get a New England IPA, 7.5% ABV, I think you're asking a lot. You're asking a lot. You're stretching. The margins must be stretched to high heaven, trying to get the beer, the New England IPA, which is really, it's got to be really dry hopped, and then you've got to add a load of malt to get it to 7.5%. Their margins on this beer must be non-existent, and I think it's kind of like shows in the beer itself. It's a bit too unrefined, you get some alcohol, it's a bit too dry, it's really not that juicy. These beers are meant to be super juicy, lovely beers. But again, it's not the worst beer I've ever reviewed. It's not like out there as one of the worst. There's other beers in the Tesco range for £3 in a 440 can, a New England IPA by North Brewing Company that absolutely hits the nail on the head. It's a terrific, terrific beer. I would suggest, if you're in the beer aisle, maybe watching this, people have told me they've watched my reviews whilst being in the beer aisle, amazingly. If you are watching in the beer aisle, maybe go with the North Brewing Company New England IPA. I think it's much more of a refined beer. If that's not there and you want something strong and hoppy and slightly unrefined, but you're paying £3 for it, then this is not, it's not the worst thing you can pick up. It's not the worst beer that I've ever reviewed on the channel. Let's rate it. Maybe it's slightly oxidized. Maybe there's a slight oxidization that's happened in the beer that's it's just sent it a little bit brown. There's a little kind of, yeah, the colour's not quite right. I'm gonna rate it. I'm gonna give this one, I'm gonna give it a 5. I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. 5 out of 10 from Real Ale Craft Beer. Please put your comments in the comments box, subscribe to our daily beer and food reviews, give us a big fat thumbs up. Boom! Cheers.